Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to 606 Garage. Alright, now, I've literally done nothing. I know it seems to be the norm, but I got an awful lot accomplished that I wanted to get accomplished. Just doesn't have to be with this car. I successfully got the 86 coupe put in my name. Found out a few things about the 351. My fuel injection isn't going to work the way I thought it was. It's going to have at least a 2-inch spacer to run that Holley upper on that OEM lower intake. So we're going to scrap that idea. I'm just going to order an intake. I've got carburetors. We had another light up here. I always could use more light. I still haven't got much cleaned up here. We just been kind of actually scrapping a lot of old materials and stuff. A couple of you know me. I do HVAC work, refrigeration work, stuff like that. And, we started accumulating. Usually we just don't do nothing with the equipment, just let it go. We started scrapping it, and I'm going to tell you what, that's the way to go. But anyway, don't go stealing people's equipment. Trust me, you don't get that much out of it. Other than that, got that kind of in the works, getting that cleaned up around here. And but I am going to get started back on this Capri right now. I'm going to try to get these rear brakes sewed up. Apparently no leaks. It's been sitting in here for a week or so with fluid in it. I'm going to go ahead and torque these 40 foot-pounds like we're supposed to. And I'm going to put my wheel cylinders, assemble my brakes, get my brake lines on. And then we're going to, I don't know. Going to get it going. So, that's the plan. I would love to get the wheels on this. Oh, I've got my clips and stuff in. I ordered a bunch of clips on Amazon. I'll show you that. Alright, so I bought these brake line clips, and it says, 3/16 brake line clips. These were not bad. 20 of them. I don't remember how much they are. I'll get the actual prices by the end of the video. But, 1/4 inch. I just went ahead and bought an assortment of these things. These are also 3/16 insulated lines if you want to do insulated on your brake lines. And I'll actually probably use these for the majority because these are stainless steel. Then I bought uninsulated stainless steel clips, which I like these, a nice assortment, and these wasn't too expensive. And then I bought, these are all 3/8. If you're gonna run a 3/8 fuel line or something. I was gonna buy some 5/16, but honestly, if I replace the fuel line on this car, I'd go back with a 3/8. I am running a 3/8 on the 79 coupe over there. So, and I'll be honest with you, and I'm not, trying to knock anybody parts houses or not, but man, they won't charge you like $4 or $5 for 5 or 6 3/8 insulated clips, and I think this is like $12. 28 of them. There's 30 of these. I think honestly, all these put together, all this was $45, and this is gonna last me probably forever. Because as slow as I move, I ain't going to finish what you see in this shop. Alright, so I decided to use the stainless steel insulated lines. And I'm using stainless steel screws, so these should be good. I was going to get this, my main thing, I was trying to get this wheel well liner in. But I noticed this hose. It ain't looking great. So I'm gonna go ahead and order me 2 new hoses for this. And I know people will be like, man, why don't you just upgrade the brakes, put the bigger brakes on it? I probably will at some point, but I'm not racing this car and I'm not driving that fast, so this car stops just fine the way it is. But I say if I replace these hoses, it'll probably stop even better, because I'd say they're probably expanding a little bit. Who knows? But yeah, I recommend these, and I think these was like $11 or something like that. I can't remember. Like I said, I'll get all the prices for you together towards the end. All right, we got this side together. Got a little grease on the wheel studs. And man, I tell you what, it's always a pain to put these back together after they've been a while for apart. Seems like whenever I'm when I'm in the mood to do brakes, I can fly through these. And I felt like I was in the mood today, but apparently I'm not. Let's go tackle the passenger side. All right, got her camera set up. Got some decent light. I've got some new. I'm gonna time lapse some of this because it's just a pain. If I get my head right in front of the camera, I apologize. Just remember, I'm actually trying to work. So now, got a new wheel cylinder, and I've got a 7/16 on here, so I am going to remove the old brake line. I just usually break them off. Break them off and screw them out with a socket. It's usually the best way to do it. All right, now this particular one, I will say this. Thought I had everything together. Yeah, it's in my pocket. Then you take the, 7/16. Then I'm going to take a 5/16. I'll reach back here and hit this bleeder. It needs to come off. Alright, so this one's apparently not the same size the other side was. A bit smaller. But just where the C-clip eliminators were on here and it's fastened up, there's no give on these axles as far as moving in and out, so yep. And I don't know, there's probably absolutely nothing wrong with this wheel cylinder, but as cheap as they are, be crazy not to replace them. So, and honestly, I don't know why I don't take the time to paint them. Alright, so 10. Oh yeah, that's got a little bitty bleeder in it. But okay, look here. This one has been pushed back past the seal. So if I'd have thrown some brake juice to that, that would have been a catastrophe. That's why we replaced these. You see that right there? Try getting the light for you. It's pushed past the seal. That would have been a nightmare. Sayonara. Now, the one thing I didn't get well, I do. I got a rag here. Now, I'm going to use a lot of the old hardware that was on this already. Because, you know, I'm just weird like that. I like to save my hardware. Alright, we got our new one. And honestly, like I said, I don't know why I don't pop these ends off, clean this up, and paint this to keep it from rusting. But you know what? Who cares? What I am going to do is like smear some grease all over this right here. That way this doesn't rust up. But that's, you know, we'll do that after we get the brakes bled. Alright, so alright, if I can find that little 5/16 socket that I threw down. that would be great. I haven't went nowhere. See, this is just how the life goes. Y'all see me, I hadn't even moved. And I lose stuff that easy. Just take your little 5/16. Take your bleeder loose. Alright. Now. Get her brake line started in there. Alright, she started. Now, switches back to the 7/16. I usually don't put Loctite or nothing on these. And they are little bitty bolts, so you don't have to put like all the effort in the world to put it on there. Now, I'm going to slide this bleeder in here, finger tight. I'm not going to seat it. Back it off a little bit. Yeah. Now, this is, all right, now we're started, right? Now we're started. So, and honestly, I'll probably end up backing that bleeder back out again so I can get my blah, 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 blah. All right. Now this is always a pain for me. I believe the long shoe goes to the back. Yes, I believe it does, because this looks like where the spring is rubbed on the back. So yes, long shoe. Like I said, I always have an issue with this. I always forget because I'm terrible. Alright, so here's this new emergency brake adjuster, hardware kit, whatever. All kinds of stuff going on here. If you don't replace the spring kit, I definitely recommend placing this. And I'll explain why. For one, these cables weather. But, you know, I mean, it's a possibility that it's not as good as the one you're going to take off there. It's an excellent possibility. This. Okay, sweet. So I just realized that they have just given me okay, yes. I should have put the front one on. I should have put the front one on first. I'm getting ahead of myself. Yeah, I was gonna say. Yep, that's where that goes. I was gonna say they give me the wrong one. They didn't. They give me the right one. I just put the wrong brake shoe on first. So now these brake shoes, these are the original brake shoe. Well, not the original brake shoes, but these are the brake shoes that was on it. And I mean, I had I got a new pair of shoes, but you know, they look good. They look really good. So they're really not getting replaced. Because, man, I'll tell you what, if you ain't done a brake job lately, whew, they have gotten expensive. Which, you know, what hasn't? Alright, so I got this one back off. I've got this one, you know, in place. Now this emergency brake cable is a little different than most of them. This one has to go through there about that far. And it's being a real pain, so let me fast forward through this. Basically, I'm just going to take this chisel and a nylon hammer, and I'm going to knock it, you know, just keep going around the emergency brake cable till we get through the hole. All right, got that knocked through there. Now this is probably the most hated part of it, but basically just make sure you got it facing this way. I just let it fall down. Now this is absolutely probably everyone's least favorite part, getting this on this spring, but just, you know, you gotta put a little strength into it. I just slide a set of side cuts on there and pull it back, shake like a leaf, boom, it's on there, done. I mean, it's not easy. There's nothing easy about that. I know they probably make a tool. I haven't researched it. I probably should. All right, now that goes in there. Now before we hook that on there, the spring side, wow, that looks collapsed. Okay, it's not as bad as I thought it was. All right, so now I will tell you what though, buddy. These C-clip laminators definitely make it a little difficult to work with sometimes. All right, now that we got that in there, he goes in there like so. Let's get that pin. All right, pin's there. Spring is there. Spring tool. There we go. I don't know what it was hanging on, but all right. Now that we got that, this sucker is going to go like this, but first you gotta put this on here. And this thing is absolutely irritating me to death, where it is before you put that spring on, you put that cable on, drape it over top of the spring. And I know that because I didn't on the driver's side. All right. And that just kind of hangs on there. All right, so let me get the spring on this side to drag this thing back over here. Now I've got to get, what a pain. So there's that. Make some room for my other spring here. I tell you what, I'm not gonna time lapse this. I think everybody should know the struggle. I usually don't have as much trouble. I mean, you can call it BS if you want to, but I usually don't. So, kind of fold your springs back together. I usually don't do that until I'm done, and I'll probably regret that I did that. All right, now. I gotta go get my grease. I'll show you something I do with these. It's probably not the right thing to do, but it's what I do. Actually, looks like it's already got grease on it. It does kind of. But I put new red grease on this, and I put grease on this. The ones that was on it on the other side was seized up. This one seems to move fine. But I will tell you, I do save all these old parts. I definitely do, because there's probably going to come a time to where they're not available. And I hate that I'm even saying that, but you can buy anything in the world for a 67 Camaro or 68. Hell, you can build one right out of a catalog. But that is not the case with these 5.0 Mustangs at all. So really all I got left to do is I got to put this in here, which is actually going to go like this. And then this goes on here. And that's how it adjusts it right there, see? That's how it opens it. You got the spring pulling it down, the cable pulling it back, and as it goes back and forth, that's how it adjusts it to keep a constant drag on the back drums. But I know probably anybody watching this video already knows how all these work. And they're probably like, man, why don't you put disc brakes on it? Well, I'll give you a little, I'll give you a reason why I don't like, for one, these cars work for so many years without disc brakes. So many years. So, and on top of that, you're gonna think, man thinks I'm crazy, but you can do your own research. The drum brakes are lighter than disc brakes. You don't believe me? Take your shoes, take your wheel cylinder, and take your drum, all your springs and everything. You go weigh it. Now you go weigh your rotor, your brake caliper, and all your other little stuff for your emergency brake cable that, makes it work. And I promise you that the drums are lighter. And here's the best thing about it, to me. See, I got it good and oiled up, greased up, because I never want these to seize. And honestly, this car isn't going to be driven enough to, I say that on everything, but guys, I mean, I've done so much to this car, changed fluids, done everything. I bet I ain't put 200 miles on it. I know I haven't. I bet I haven't put 100 miles on it. All right. So we got the new adjuster in place. We got this. I'm a red spring. Here's my red spring. This goes in here, down here. Now, this is absolutely a fight to the death. But I'm going to show you what I did here. I took the old cable and the old shock bolt, and I made me like a pulling. Now, this would work great for headlight springs or whatever you want to do. So, there's my tool tip for the day. But I make this puller. Now, unfortunately, this camera's right in my way. Unfortunately. But here's what Okay, I'm about to do this all wrong. 100%. How did I do that? Okay, so let me pop this out. This goes like this. Yeah, I did it all. Jesus. So this piece right here goes over here. The cable runs off the back. See, this is just real life. This is real life right here. I told you if I bent those, I was going to regret it. So, luckily I only bent one. So, oh, what the deal is here. Hey, let's see how well our hook tool works for this. Let's hook this spring right here. It doesn't work very good at all. So this, I'm not sure what the deal is, but it's like this one doesn't want to go over this ball right here. Usually it goes over the ball. Yeah, hooks in like that. And I usually use a straight screwdriver to aid it off. Okay, I don't have it over the... Okay, that one popped off. That was a lot easier than expected. That's how that goes. All right. So it's gonna go like this. Remember what I said on before? The cable goes over. Boy, I am really struggling today. Like I said, the cable goes over, which is okay. Nobody has perfect every days. I take this thing. Okay, so there's that one. That goes over like so, yep. All right, we're back on track. We're back on track. Trust me, you can't put them, well, I say you can't, you probably can. I've never been able to successfully put one together wrong. It wouldn't make sense, would it? You're not going to successfully do anything wrong. Now, I'm pretty sure we're good here. I'll squeeze that one. Squeeze that one. All right, so now our cable tension thing's ready. And I had that in there right to start with because it's gotta go down. Whew. Oh, struggle bus today. Struggle bus. Alright, so now get him where he needs to be. my red spring right here. Now, let's take this thing and I hook that spring like so. And I'm just gonna pull it back. Now I'm probably gonna get right in front of the camera. If I do, I apologize. Well, I tell you. All right, so anyway, you get the gist. You just take this cable and I pull this spring over and I hook it right into there. I've got to just move you guys a hell of a way. All right, we got that hooked on there. Now, so basically, I'm just taking this rag, protecting my fingers, and I'm adjusting this. And you just, you roll it down. That spreads it apart. I just want the slightest bit drag on this. Too much. Yay. Perfect. Now, I just take a little grease. Smear on the lug nuts. Lug nuts. Wheel studs. Goodness. Trust me, I knew what I wanted to say. That is the funniest part about doing these YouTube videos. I know exactly what I'm trying to say. I rarely say what I want to say. I watch these things after I've done them. I'm like, that isn't accurate. That's crazy. I didn't mean that. I hope they caught that. Alright, this side's put together. Now, I just need to tighten up these brake lines. Hook the brake line to the hose in the center. I got one more bolt to put through the control arm up there. I got to put my clamps on my brake lines. Like I said, get everything tightened up. Control arms, blah, blah, blah. I need to take these shocks out. We'll do a quick video on how to adjust the shocks. All right, so rear end's in here. Now the reason it's setting up so high in the back is because that very front jack stand up there, where it's kind of sitting on there, it's like teetering right there. The very stand up there. Other than that, the rest of these jack stands can come out. Yes, I'm a firm believer in jack stands, especially when you work by yourself. Now, the rear end is in place. I just need to tighten the brake lines down. She's sitting on her wheels. We gotta change the shocks. I got a few things to do. I'm kind of getting hungry, so I'll probably just go do that, go eat. I need to go buy some food, as a matter of fact. So hey, there goes my car money right there. We're going to the grocery store. Now, let's see. Things I want to get done today. I want to get the brake lines tightened up. I'd like to see some brake fluid going through it. Find my lug nuts. Finish putting the rest of the lug nuts in it. I want these, at least this side, because this side's easy. This side's probably going to be a little bit of a bear because there's no provision for a hanger up there. If you look way up there, you'll see that dry shaft loop's laying in place. I'm going to go ahead and slide that in tonight and get that done. So I'm trying to clean the floor up and clean the shop up again, because where my tractor is just still not acting right, it's gonna come apart completely. I've got a camera to run down in the tank to take a look at it. But anyway, this thing's gotta be back on its wheels and self-moving in order for me to do that. So we're not gonna start on the 5-speed just yet. So actually, while I have the tractor in here, before I pull the Capri back in here, I'm gonna have this transmission gone through and it'll be ready to go in. But oh yeah, I do got an update for you on that. I'll go ahead and speak on that now before I forget about it. Dan, I think his name's Saunders, great guy. I'm gonna plug his YouTube channel out at the bottom. Like and subscribe his channel. He's a great dude. Had me looking for a double hump oil pan. I thought I had several of them. Turns out I'm missing, or I have probably thrown some away because I thought I'll never use these, and guess what? I need them. So I'm actually short myself. I found a short block that I forgot all about that I had back tucked up underneath the shelf. And I mean, the cylinders still look great. And, the motor's clean. It came out of a Lincoln, I think they called them a Mark 7, but it had the high output 5.0 in it. But I just got the short block, forged pistons, whatever. It don't have the oil pan on it. I am going to, it just needs to be, I just need to kind of clean it up a little bit and throw some heads and head gaskets, or let me get head gaskets and heads. And I'm going to put that F-cam in that motor. I'm going to go ahead and put my flywheel on it. 50-ounce motor. This is going to be easy. I'm going to put my flywheel on it. I've got a brand new harmonic balancer, actually. Go ahead and get the bell housing and everything on it. So when I pull the C4 out of this, V8's coming right out of it. So I just need to pull all the accessories back off this thing. And I need to get timing, all my gaskets and stuff. So, excuse me. Yeah. So thanks, Dan. Thanks for having me look for that, because I forgot all about that being up there. So things are looking better. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the drive shaft back in this thing. Give me a little bit of time to buy the gaskets and stuff that I need. What else? That being said, I might end up changing up the exhaust a little bit. I will put GT40P heads on this because the valve springs I bought for that F-cam are for E7s or GT40Ps, not for the GT40s. So, and I have a set of remanufactured GT40P heads. I'm just going to pop the valve springs out of them, put my beehive springs in there, throw my roller rockers on there, and I'm not sure. I'm thinking about going with my twisted Torquer 2 intake when we go back down in here. I know we didn't even get to give this one a fair shake. We didn't even drive it. Matter of fact, just very, very small. But I'll probably put shorty headers on it. I have a X-pipe up there with, it's actually got some Mac exhaust. I think it's a Mac X-pipe and a Mac chambered exhaust mufflers. So I might throw them on here. That might sound pretty awesome with the X cam, and plus that'll get that out of the floor, up there. And other than that, like I said, there'll be shorty headers. I got some stainless headers over there screwed to the wall. They will clear the GT40P heads. So, and none of this may happen. None of this may happen. You guys know me. So, but that's my plan right now. So, I'm definitely going to put that short block in this car with the F-cam. Now, whether it be the ported E7 heads that I've been working on, I just didn't want to spend, if I use the GT40P heads, I had to spend $0 at the machine shop. If I use my E7 heads, I will have to spend a considerable amount of money to get those E7 heads going. I may just chalk those up as practice for porting. So I've got too many GT40 heads. I've got enough to put one on a set on every Mustang that I have, just about. So there's really no point in me fooling with the E7s. So anyway, this car is about to make a turnaround. It's about to be a lot more fun to drive. I am going to put the power steering back on it. You know what? I don't care how fast it runs. At this point, I just want to be able to drive it and enjoy it. So yeah, tell you what, I'm going to finish this video up for today. Ladies, gentlemen, like and subscribe. Please leave comments if you want to. If you got any ideas. We're still trying to make this old jewel, you know, run good for what it is. And I mean, I'm really looking forward to just cruising in this car. And I'm looking forward to getting on something else for you fellas and ladies. And I got a feeling that when I start on that 34 Ford, people's going to start taking notice and they're going to start paying attention, because that's a very popular car. So if I was building a fastback Mustang or a Camaro or an old hot rod, everybody's all over that. It seems like, you know, Fox buddies are just not. It's like a clique, like a small clan of people that really like those cars. We're the cool guys. Guys, have a great weekend.